especially for me, like people like me, we used to think that we weren't that important. We weren't here to play any significant role. You know what I'm saying? We just feel like we only just well, honestly, for me, I didn't know because I was a kid. You know what I mean? I knew what I knew when I came here, but then they had to tell me what to do. They had to tell me how to go along. You know what I mean? And see how to work with the system. But today, I just want to talk about why I feel like it's very important, why I know it's important for us to think for ourselves and to question everything because nothing is as it seems. You know what I mean? It's so much going on. It's so many secrets that's been kept away from us, and it's like they have this saying which I find very interesting. It says that um, being ignorant of the law is no excuse. You know what I mean? But then it's like, where do you learn about this law? You know what I mean? Do you have to go to school? Do you have to, you know what I'm saying? How do you get to know about the law? You just find out as you go. And if you're find wanting and if you're find on the wrong side of the law, then you get in trouble. It's just like, man, the whole system is all about control and deception. It's because I believe that we're not here. We don't need. Okay, let me put it this way. It's some people who actually don't want to be free. Some people don't want to think for themselves. Some people want somebody reaching. Um, uh, they want somebody leading, and so they don't want to take full responsibility. They don't want to be accountable for anything. So they rather have somebody lead and make rules and make laws so that they can always point fingers and say, you know what, I'm not responsible for my life. What do I have? I'm insignificant. What voice do I have? But I want to let you know that if you're ever watching this, man, that you actually do have a voice, and you actually do we have a purpose? And that's the most important thing. What is your purpose? What did you come here on earth to do? What were you put on earth to do? Live in accordance with that, because everything else will pass away. Your purpose is the most important thing, man. And I feel like purpose is gonna live out forever. You know what I mean? Well, when I say I feel, some people have problem with me, like, yo, you can feel anything that you want to feel, bro. Nobody cares how you feel. That's the thing. You gotta care how you feel. You know what I mean? How you feel, it gives you an idea of what's going on internally. You know what I'm saying? So if you neglect how you feel, it means that you don't care about yourself and you will not be able to see what's going on within you. And that's going to make you vulnerable, and that's going to lead you down a destructive path. It's very important because when the universe is connecting with us, usually it comes to us through how we feel. You gotta feel, you pay attention to how you feel to in order for you to sort of like um understand that message, because the universe does not use the language that we use, these words that we use. Well, sometimes it does, because the universe is limitless. You know what I'm saying? It's infinite. It does what it wants, what is right in that moment. But more often than not, I find that when I actually when I get ideas, or when I'm getting a message, um it usually has something to do with the way that I feel. You know what I mean? When I feel like maybe I'm tired, or I'm just anxious for no particular reason, I force myself, because I've been like ruined, right? I have to force myself to actually be more present, try to figure out where is this coming from, what is the root of this feeling that I have. You know what I mean? And as I trace that, I'm able to, you know what I mean, to go to the root, get to the root of the problem, and see or what might be there, what might be the message, what am I being nudged to do, or to see, or to think. You know what I mean? It's a better for consciousness, because we've been programmed not to think for ourselves. We have people higher ups who make all the decisions that affect everybody. If they say everybody gotta stay indoors, that's it, that goes. You know what I mean? Anybody who tries to, or who says otherwise is an enemy. And you know what I mean? And I'm just calling out to everybody to just be yourself. Think for yourself. You know what I mean? small things, big things, small decisions, small big decisions. You just gotta think for yourself, man. You know what I mean? Come to your own conclusion, because for everything that you think, there's always somebody that's gonna disprove that. But I mean, why do we need to have this board that's like there, that's like that, the professional board of professionals? They're gonna tell us what's right, what's wrong. They're gonna tell us how to go about this. My understanding is that all these people that's in these high places, they actually came from us, the common folk. That's where they came from. You know what I mean? So it's like all the knowledge, all the wisdom, it comes from us. You know what I mean? These people want to act like they get their knowledge from somewhere, some place that's up there or out there. No, they get it from us, and they've been practicing this secrecy, and the only thing that makes them powerful is that they keep their stuff in secret. You know what I mean? The moment that all these secrets come to light, they use their power, they lose their power. Their power is not even like real. It exists because we are ignorant of our own. You know what I mean? um so yeah, I'm gonna keep it short in case I was all over the place. Consciousness is all that matters. If you believe something to be true, it becomes true for you. You know what I mean? Where you put your consciousness is where your energy goes. So guard your consciousness. Choose what do you really want. What do you really want? Not because, oh, this is how it is. These are the options that's been given to me, that has been presented to me. These are the only options I got. So what can I do, man? Life is crazy. I gotta pay my bills. I gotta go to this job that I hate. Oh, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get along with these people because they're my family. Each time you're not putting yourself first, you're doing more harm than good. You might think that, oh, I mean, I'm being a good person, I'm being a nice person. You don't need to be nice. You gotta be who you really are. Who are you? You know what I mean? Who are you? What do you want? You have a will, and you have to impose your will upon the world, just like they do. I'm not talking about upon somebody else. I'm upon the world. What do you want? Then go for it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to start making videos, lives like I'm doing, start doing it. You know what I mean? I don't even like have like the best equipment and all that. I don't need it. You know what I mean? At the moment, there's a saying that goes, "What you don't have, you don't need right now." You know what I mean? So when the time is right, you're gonna get what you want or you need. So just work with what you have, and have faith in yourself, believe in yourself. There is a higher power that created all these things and that regulates all these things. But the best way to know of that power, the best way to be in communion and communication with that power is by going within. You gotta go within. You gotta know who you are, trace your roots. Where do you come from? Who are you? Be proud of who you are. If there are certain things that you don't like about yourself, work on them. This saying, just be yourself. Just be yourself is incomplete. That saying is incomplete because do you know yourself? You know what I'm saying? Because there's different levels to this self. You know what I mean? There's this self that you have been made to believe, or this self that you've come to, and there's the self that you've always been since the beginning of time. I mean, there's no beginning of time actually. If there's no beginning, there's no end. But since before, you know what I'm saying? That is who you really are, and you need to retrace that, and you know what I'm saying, so that you can live fully, bro. You gotta live fully. Yo. You gotta live fully, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, stop pointing fingers, man. Start taking accountability for everything. I once had this guy. I had a conversation with this guy, a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine at the time. He said something. He was like, "Oh, yo, man. We were talking about parents and how they, most of the time they don't do a great job raising us, man. You know what I mean?" And I was pointing fingers home about my mama. If my dad had been around, probably my life would be better. I probably would have, uh, my life would have turned out pretty good. And he was like, "Man, I understand what you're saying. I've also been through some stuff, but we gotta appreciate our parents for what they did, because we here because of them. They didn't know better. If they knew better, they would have done better. Their parents also did not know better. So if we're gonna start pointing fingers, it's just gonna be an endless thing that we're gonna keep doing. We're gonna point fingers to our parents, they're gonna point fingers to their parents. So that way we're gonna keep moving backwards. I think he said the best way to go about it is to take responsibility, man. Just be responsible for your own life and take it from where you are, right? Take it from where you are and keep moving. Stop pointing fingers, stop looking back and in resentment and things like that. And I thought that was very deep, man. And after I heard that, it's always been like, I've always been trying to make peace with my parents, peace with my moms, because it's like, the I'm gonna say this in quotes, the devil um is only powerful if we allow him, if if you have room for darkness, things like resentment, if you cannot forgive people, if you, I mean, all these things that weigh you down, the more of that stuff that you have within you, the more power you give into this entity that we call the devil. And I just feel like it's polarity, there's light and dark. So it's like, if the more darkness you got within you, is gonna make it more conducive for darkness to actually, you know what I mean, um to build its residency within your spirit, within your life, within your mind. So it's like, how do you bring your consciousness to that next level? Acquire light, just let go, just be forgiven. Now, there's a lot of people that talk about the story of Christ, and they say that um some people are saying Christ did not really leave. It was stolen from Egyptian mythology and stuff. But I don't want to go into that. But I think the story still holds some deep and powerful lessons. You can actually feel it within you when you hear that. So I feel like the whole point of mythology is to take the lesson anyway. You know what I mean? The whole point of allegory is to make a point. So what is the point? What is the story of Jesus Christ trying to tell us? Even if his name was not really Jesus, but I feel like the story, the essence of what he stood for still stands, or what, you know what I mean? Like, the lesson is there. Let's run with it. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you're able to follow the ways of Christ, you will find peace. And it's all about peace, man. It's all about peace. When you at peace, you don't want for anything. You cannot be bought. You cannot be manipulated, because you're straight. You are who you are. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So I hope this makes sense, bro. Hey, I just had to tap in and you feel me? Yeah, I just had to tap in. What is it saying here? Uh, all right, peace, peace, much love. I'm just gonna end it here, fam.